Alright, here's 8 things that stood out to me in the new Doctor Who trailer. First one here is just a general thing across the board with the trailer, is it just feels so much darker, which I think is something that we all like. Series 1 was a little bit kiddie, I guess. And this, I think, is heading in like a much darker tone, which I can really get around. You can also see here that they are going to mention that Verada Sethu has been in the show before. We can see there's a shot of her from In Boom here, so it's clearly going to be mentioned in the show. I don't think it's going to be much more than that. I think it's just going to be a quick little one-line, two-line explanation, and they'll be like, it's because of time. I recognise that blonde bob. Kate Stewart's back. Mel's also back. We see her later in the trailer, but I'm really curious about this part with Kate. We see like a darker, underground, sort of dodgier version of Unit. I'm curious to see like the dark monsters that Unit has to keep under wraps. It's giving Torchwood. A big plus for me is seeing the Doctor and Belinda's relationship here. It's a bit different to the Doctor and Ruby's. I'm glad there's a bit more tension in this relationship. I just felt like it was very surface level the way we explored Ruby and the Doctor's relationship. This is a lot more up my alley. This isn't news to anyone, but there is a Space Eurovision episode of Doctor Who. It's been heavily rumoured for a while. I don't know what I think. It sounds a bit silly to me. I don't know the plot though, and I think that will make it or break it. But the concept is just a little bit silly. There's an actor in it that apparently everyone loves. And we can see Ruby's back, which we already knew, but this looks really dark once again, which I really like. And it feels like we might get a very Ruby-centered episode just around Ruby. And last time we had that, we had 73 Hours, which was really dark, and I loved that one. There's this big dog here who very much might just be a big dinosaur skeleton, but it's giving one of the main gods that they've been talking about in season 1. I feel like that's what they're going for here, and I don't really love that. I know it's going to come back, but it's not something that I gravitated towards that much in season 1. And we see Mr. Ringaling, I think, played by Alan Cummings, which he looks really cool. I love blending this animation with live action stuff. If he ends up being one of the gods, it could work, but like I said, that's not something that I love the idea of that much, but it's a cool concept of a god. At first glance, this guy just looks like another big Doctor Who CGI spider, which it kind of is, but I did see some people on Twitter talking about how there is a god of storytelling that comes from Egyptian heritage, and I think it might look like a spider or something, so it could be cool. Overall, I thought this was a really solid trailer. It sort of gave us a good look at the tone, like I said, is the most important thing. I think that's what people are most worried about. And every season of Doctor Who, they always say it's darker, it's grittier, and I think they actually mean it this time, which I'm excited about.